5 young women get the chance to spend a whole month with their favorite author ever and write a best-selling novel while they're at it. Why is this a problem? Let's read The Writing Retreat and find out. Welcome back to BG's Books. I'm Mr. BG, and today I will be reviewing The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. So, obviously, The Writing Retreat is a bit of a newer book. I have not heard of it until just this year. It came out in about 2023-ish. And similar to the Screwtape Letters and another book that I will be getting to very soon, it is a book that I was given to by a coworker. And as you can tell, it has obviously seen better days. I mean, look at the spine and then look at the cover. Yeesh, it is, it's certainly worse for wear. Anyway, so yeah, The Writing Retreat basically follows 5 young women, specifically this one named Alex, who get a chance to write a best-selling novel at their favorite author, Rosa Valo's mansion, while constantly going under peer review and then discovering a lot about each other and themselves as well. So anyway, the book sounds interesting, but a little bit of a spoiler, it isn't too interesting. It kind of flip-flops back and forth between a lot of things, but I'll get to that in like the summary in my thoughts segment. But anyway, yeah, The Writing Retreat is definitely a very weird book, and I can't recommend it to everyone. But anyway, and also it's just very weird. For example, this is one of those, I guess, LGBTQ books. If you're like a part of that, then here's a book for your community, I guess. And I did know that going in. I just didn't know how much of it there would be going in. There's some stuff in there that I cannot talk about to keep this user-friendly. But let's just say that there's some stuff in this book that gets wild. Like, it gets weird. So anyway, yeah, I'm just kind of rambling on at the moment. So without further ado, let's get into discussing why The Writing Retreat is a bit of a mixed bag and get to the summary. So The Writing Retreat starts with our main character, Alex, and so she's just kind of living life in New York, trying to stay close with her author friend named Ursula, but also avoiding her former best friend, which is Ren. And now they have a complicated relationship, which I will get to in the near future. So just keep watching for that. But anyway, so long story short, she really looks up to this author named Rosa Valo. And so she finds out that Rosa Valo was actually hosting a writing retreat for women under 30 to get a chance to publish a best-selling novel that would sell well. And now Alex has just turned 30, and so obviously she can't go, right? So anyway, long story short, some time passes. She gets a call from Ursula, and then Ursula's, hey, and so Ursula's like, hey, guess what? I just got some great news. You're going to Rosa Valo's retreat. Yeah, but don't they know I'm 30? Oh, yeah, they know. And also Ren's going to be there, so just, beware of that. So anyway, she's kind of excited, but she's also a little worried that she's going to have to put up with Ren and stuff. And so basically this next little part is just kind of set up. Basically, she gets to Rosa Valo's house and then meets the other 4 girls whom she will be getting to know throughout this book, as well as the audience will. We have Poppy, this young, energetic person, Kira, this other person, Ren, of course, and then this other person named Taylor. And so they are basically our main characters, and then they meet up for dinner, and then Rosa Valo meets up with them. And then Rosa says, basically, so this retreat, we're going to be writing a book from scratch, about 3,000 words a day for a whole month, so that by the end you will have about an 80,000 word novel. And it will be able to be published and stuff because I will advocate for you. And then she's also like, oh, by the way, if you forget to meet your word requirement per day, you are eliminated and you'll have to go home. So there's that as well. So not a lot of stuff happens for a little bit. They're just kind of going about their daily lives, hanging out, getting to know each other, writing and stuff. But so the thing that's finally interesting is Rosa approaches Alex about her little falling out with Ren there, and Alex basically explains that there was an incident like a year or two before the events of the book that Ren had come home very drunk and forced herself onto Alex. I'm hoping you know what that means. And then when Alex brought it up, Ren got very weird, moved out. And then when Alex tried to bring it up at Ren's birthday party, she accidentally pushed her, and then Ren fell on her wine glass and, you know, cut her hand open and stuff. So basically, they're not best friends anymore. But so Rosa's like, that is determination. So then Alex gets the determination to write. So now even more time passes, everyone is keeping up the word count, and the next interesting thing that happens is on Valentine's Day, so keep in mind we're like about halfway through this book so far. Really nothing happens for a long time, which is why I'm so confused about it. Anyway, basically Rosa likes to get a little weird, I guess you could say, and anyway, it turns out that Rosa drugged their like wine or stuff, so they're all kind of freaking out, but meanwhile Poppy takes Alex into the basement. She's like, I want to show you something. She's not who she says she is. So anyway, Alex goes down there. Keep in mind, because she's been drugged and stuff, she has a very vivid hallucination about getting it on with a ghost, a girl ghost, by the way. So again, some more of that pride stuff going on. But when she eventually comes out of it, Poppy is nowhere to be seen. And then the next couple days passes, she still hasn't been seen, and so Rosa's like, okay, I'm going to go call the police. But, of course, knowing that this is a psychological thriller, she never does. Anyway, so some investigating later, Alex finds out that Poppy is actually in this cage, in this security room in the basement. Anyway, long story short, she gets caught and put in there too, as well as the rest of her friends. But only Ren and Kira are in there. Why? Because Taylor has actually been working with Rosa the entire time. Basically, Taylor is kind of like Rosa's pet, if you will. She's also like dating Rosa and stuff. Anyway, Rosa just... It's basically revealed that Rosa doesn't actually have any original ideas, and the one book that she did have as an idea flopped so hard. So she's basically just been inviting all these women to her retreat so that she can steal their ideas and kill them and then publish their work as her own. Pretty sinister, I know, but that's just how things go. So anyway, after a while, this one person named Diana, who is one of Rosa's assistant people, lets Alex and Ren out because Poppy has been shot by Taylor, and then Ren has been taken up to meet with Rosa. But anyway, so Kira's about to leave, but Alex is like, I can't leave Ren behind. So she decides to venture back into the mansion, does some stuff, finds Ren, but they get captured again. And then, the final fight happens. Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place. It is really weird. Anyway, long story short, they go back into the house because they're freed. Kira is actually still alive, even though she was shot, which I also forgot to mention. Anyway, so Kira kills Taylor, and Yana's also dead, and then Rosa's like, oh yeah, by the way, I don't even care about fame anymore, so I'm just gonna peace out. Bye. So, Alex and Ren and Kira just get to leave, and then 6 months later, Alex's book is published, and it's doing very well. She maintains all of her friendships that she made at the retreat, but Rosa sends her an ominous message, but that's about that. But that, for the most part, is how the writing retreat ends. So most likely, my reaction as well as yours to the writing retreat summary was, what just happened? And I say that's accurate. What just happened? The writing retreat is 400 pages long, well, 397, but basically 400 pages. And literally about 2/3 of it is just kind of nothing happening. How do you stretch out nothing happening for 400 pages? I don't know. Ask Julia Bartz. So I really wanted to like Writing Retreat, especially because it was given to me by a coworker. But I just gotta say, I did not like it very much. I usually love psychological thrillers. It's like Misery is, of course, a shining example. That's kind of something that this reminded me of a little bit. And, like a whole bunch of others. But Writing Retreat was just not really interesting. I mean, I like the story, the fact that this woman uses a writing retreat as a ploy to kill women and take their stories and publish them as her own. That's interesting, but the execution was just not that good, honestly. It's like this book is all over the place tonally. It doesn't know how long it wants to be, really. And even though you think it could be ending soon, it just like keeps going. So it's like I think it's very long for its own good because it doesn't have that much of a story. And so I think that's one of my biggest problems with it. I mean, it is relatively written well. I can tell what everyone's doing. I can tell what everyone's saying. But just the pacing is incredibly off. It's like a lot of reviews will say that maybe like the first, like, I don't know, 20% of the book is pretty boring and then the rest of it picks up. Well, I have an opposite experience. This book flip-flops between interesting and boring like basically every chapter. It does not decide whether or not it wants to be good. It's like I don't really have any words to describe it. It is just so odd. And of course, the pride thing, the LGBTQ themes in this. I know that's not going to be for everyone. I'm just okay with it. I'm kind of apolitical and that kind of stuff. So if it's in there, it's in there. If it isn't, it isn't. So, but I also can't tell how accurate stuff like that is because I'm not part of that community myself. But anyway, so this book may entertain you if you really have nothing else to do. But if you're looking for a quick read to get through in like a day or two, then you should probably find something else because the writing retreat is not it. Anyway, long story short, this doesn't discourage me from doing other Julia Bartz books in the future, but I will definitely be precautious to say the least, because I had such high expectations for the writing retreat based on how my coworker talked about it, and then I was just severely let down in almost every way. It had interesting stuff, but the pacing, some of the characters, and just some of the writing choices that Julia Bartz made just kind of brought it down for me. Another thing else I want to mention is that the timeline is kind of weird because the book says very early on that Alex is 30 now, but she also says that her mother was like 2 years old when her parents escaped the Holocaust in Germany, which was in the 40s, by the way. So that means that either Julia Bartz doesn't know how to do math, which I don't either, or her mother was like 50 or 60 when she gave birth to Alex or something. So I don't know. I just kind of found that weird. Other people online have pointed that out as well. It's not really related to the story. I just kind of thought that was a weird little inconsistency that doesn't make a lot of sense at all, no matter how you look at it. But yeah, so anyway, I really tried to love the writing retreat. I tried to read it as fast as I could, but I just could not get into it very much. This is definitely one of the books I consider DNFing, which does not happen a lot because I can usually handle slower burn books a lot. But this book has a lot of slow burns and then some fast-paced stuff, and then it goes right back to being boring again. So this book is just kind of a jumbled mess of a book that somehow has one consistent plot line. And I just don't really have any nice thing to say about it. The only nice thing is it got published, I guess. That's really the only positive thing I can say about it, is that it apparently was good enough to get published, and it was Julia Bartz's debut novel. But anyway, so yeah, those are just my thoughts on the writing retreat. I just really tried to like it, but I just could not get into it very much. It's an admirable effort to be tried, but I'd say that if you don't enjoy it within like 3 chapters or so, you should just probably put it down and do something else. That's what I should have done, even though I don't DNF books anymore. But it was definitely a book that I was not too keen on, and I do not think I will read it at any point in the near future. But so yeah, would I recommend the writing retreat to some people who would like it? Sure, but to most people, probably not. But yeah, guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my review for the writing retreat. I'm sorry I didn't have more positive things to say about it, but I was just really trying to see the positives of it, and there were just not a whole lot to enjoy about it. So yeah, unfortunately that happens sometimes. You guys have seen other videos of mine where I just absolutely just destroy the books. But I gave it the benefit of the doubt, and it just did not satisfy me, which is unfortunate, but it happens. But anyway, so now I want to know your guys' thoughts. What books do you think I should read next? Have you read The Writing Retreat, and do you feel completely opposite? Do you feel the exact same? Do you feel somewhere in the middle? What do you guys think about it? I, of course, love reading all your guys' comments, and... Hey, whoa! Don't point that thing at me!
Go back in the cage.
You want me to get in the cage again?
Yes.
All right. All right, guys, I guess I gotta go back to being the prisoner, so, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. Lock me up. There you go. Well, I guess to pass the time I should read a book. Oh, man.